And we have lockout, tagout procedures, whether it's in a MRF or at a transfer station or turning off a line or in your truck or a piece of yellow iron. I mean, there's a reason why we lock out, tag out, and we down a piece of equipment. It's when you don't, bad things really happen.
Lockout, tagout is always a big item, and that tends to be one that sneaks up on you.
Say I've done this 100 times, you know, and they'll do it that way, and that one time it won't work.
With our equipment, we have a lot of moving parts, hydraulic parts. What we want to focus on is that we don't leave any stored energy in the equipment. Just because an arm or something is up in the air and it's not moving, it's still got hydraulic pressure in it unless you relieve that pressure.
And it's particularly important in a landfill setting because we elevate a lot of the parts of the equipment to work on them, either a bucket for a loader, a blade on a dozer, engine compartment containment. And so those are all things where it requires you to get under heavy objects. And knowing how to properly secure those objects before you get under them is always a critical item in a landfill setting. It's not good enough just to simply raise the bed of the truck or raise the bucket of the loader and leave it in that position. We have to have other means to secure the device in case of loss of hydraulic pressure, which is always the risk.
A tailgate cylinder or a tailgate that falls over, you know, it weighs hundreds of pounds, so it could be a critical condition. It's unforgiving.
If we don't lock out the arms properly, an arm can come down on us. Not securing a hydraulic pressure, opening up a line, being electrocuted.
Chalking the trucks when you're working on them, things on jack stands, you know, just being safe. I mean, when I got this one standing on a jack right here, you know, if you don't do it right, you're dead. This thing will kill you.
Everyone who goes into the screens has to be trained in how to lock out the screens or how to lock out the panels, the electrical panels. All of our maintenance guys have to know how to lock out every piece of equipment if they're going to work on it, whether or not they're just going to pull out a piece of wood that's stuck in a shaft and it only takes 2 seconds. Probably where you used to work, you would just do it real quick, but guess what? Every time you do something real quick, that's where catastrophe could happen. Follow your steps and do it right, and everybody will be here. The longevity of this company will be pretty solid.
If something starts when somebody is in any of this equipment, it can really significantly hurt them or result in fatalities.
We have a lot of people here, a lot of footsteps. You know, you wouldn't want to be working on a truck and a driver unknowingly just walk up, jump in his cab, turn the key on, and start the truck. And it could happen. And I've heard horror stories where it's happened in the past. So we don't work on a truck unless it's locked out. It's just, you know, I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but it should never happen. If you're not sure, stop and get out. You know, we make a point of that.
Take the extra second and do it right, you know.
It's not common, but it is one of those items that keeps me up at night, that worries me that, you know, we've got people that are doing work in and around this type of equipment every day, and that we absolutely must follow lockout and tagout procedures.
Never take anything for granted. You've been here a long time, you know, I know what I'm doing, you know, never take that for granted. Never compromise your safety, the safety of your co-workers, and that you never know.
They came to work with 10 fingers and 10 toes. We want them to go home that way.